Welcome back to the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. Today we're doing an underwater evaluation of the Dynamic Lures Micro Spinnerbait. This kind of mimics some of the bass baits guys use, which are much larger profile, but since it's a trout bait, they've made it quite a bit smaller, hence the word micro. Now this is the bubblegum coloration, and we'll go through all 5 colors that they offer today. As you can see, the spinner spins very nicely on this lure, has a very quick rotation, and it produces a lot of vibration and noise. Later on in the video I'll actually let the sound play and you can actually hear the spinner going. Now, one thing I've noticed with this bait is my pond is pretty clear and it actually sends out a lot of vibration and noise. The fish will often come in quite quickly to check out this lure and then veer off or just follow it for a while, maybe because of the larger profile. I suspect if you're fishing in a darker condition or if you're fishing in murkier water, this lure will also perform even better. Now, if you watch, I do lose a few fish throughout this video with short strikes or fish that just twist off the lure. Now, I'm not holding the rod, I'm paddling around the lake in the canoe, and henceforth I'm not setting the hook. Now that's part of the issue. Also, I've noticed on the back of this lure, the skirting is quite dense, and because of this, I think it might interfere with some of the hooking. So I think it's like in fly fishing, because of that's like crystal flash at the back of the lure, you can probably trim off a lot of that and the lure will probably work just fine, if not better. Also, dynamic lures could also increase the size of that hook at the back of the lure, which would also increase the hookup. But you don't want to get it too much bigger because then you do start doing damage to the fish. So I would suggest, and I'm going to try just trimming off some of that crystal flash at the back. Now this was the gold orange one up next, and out of all the colors I tried this, they seem to really like this color the best. Look at them just smash it, hooking up. Look at that, one fish hooked up there on the lure, reeling him in. And here, listen to this sound. See, you can actually hear the rotation of that spinner blade going, and this is the hot orange color. Fish also like this hot orange color quite a bit. You'll see multiple fish following this lure at any one time, and I'm always surprised by these videos how long these fish will follow for. I'm actually editing it out. They'll follow much longer than you're even seeing in this video. Some will follow long enough where they decide not to bite. In this case, 2 are following and both of them decide to strike the lure. Here first, that one's hitting, and then the other one comes from behind and hits it. Sometimes when they have competition, they're more aggressive and will hit the lure more often. So they had a few strikes in that lure all at once. This guy is another follower. And look at this. The one thing I did notice about this lure, it does trigger some really aggressive bites like this one. And this is kind of cool underwater footage here of the trout fighting. You could actually see him jumping out of the surface water there and reeling him in on this hot orange lure. Next up, we'll switch to the Trout Natural. Now this is a close-up. You see a trout just nailed it. The line actually got tangled on the GoFish camera, so the lure is really close, so you get a good shot. And you can see what I mean about that thick crystal flash at the back of the lure, which I mean might be acting as a weed guard, but also maybe preventing some more effective hooking up. Look at these fish, you know, they're nipping at it. They're not actually getting the lure, just bumping it. I think it also has to do with the clarity of the water and the spinner. Maybe it's too large profile. They're being really cautious. That could be a possibility, like I said before. But look at these intense strikes some of these fish make on this lure. It's quite impressive. And I did catch several fish on this lure. I always think that the camera plays a factor for the fish biting the lure. You know, 2-3 feet in front of this is a large GoFish Cam, which is, you know, 4 inches long, pretty black and really easy to see. So the fish are a little skittish because of this. I'll probably do an above water video where I'm just fishing this lure on a rod, and we'll see how it acts and we'll see how the fishing is on it as well. Here's the Chartreuse color. This is in comparison to the Microsoft swim bait, where the fish didn't really like the Chartreuse color. This day was a little cloudier and the fish are going after the Chartreuse. They actually liked it quite a bit. So, you know, different day, different color, but these are all the 5 colors, and this guy will take the bait and take us out. There we go. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review, and looks like a decent lure for trout. Maybe make a few modifications like I said. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell.